Be blessed to all. Folks, for the first time, the Democrats and Republicans succeeded in having a bipartisan measure. You know what the bipartisan measure was? To investigate the shortcomings of Donald Trump getting shot. Now, Trump is not my enemy. I could give two shits about politicians, okay? I think this is one of the people, if they don't change, is destined to go to hell, are politicians and lawyers, because lying is the criteria. So, I could give two shits about politicians. The Democrats and Republicans get together and have a bipartisan bill to investigate the shooting of Donald Trump. These are the same Republicans, when it comes to impeach Trump, every effort was made to torpedo, or it was torpedoed, in the effort to protect this despot. So if he was impeached like he should for his malfeasance, we wouldn't have been having this discussion. Look at gun violence in this country. Do you know the CDC is forbidden to keep statistics on gun violence and the effect in this nation? Yet these freaking idiots will come up with some kind of bipartisan bill to investigate his shootings. Like assassinations in this country is something new. Assassinations isn't new in this country. Violence in this country isn't new. You got kids. You sent your children to school to learn. They come home in a freaking body bag. And all you freaking blokes, the sentiment, the bipartisanship that comes out of your mouth is hearts and minds. So I say to Donald Trump, hearts and minds, and keep it freaking moving. Gun violence, gun violence, gun violence. Nothing is done. This bloke flipped over a rotten animal with worms falling out, flies and stink everywhere, and people are wondering, why is there so much flies and where did that smell come from? The book says if you roll a stone, it will come back at you. You dig a hole, you dig a pit, you're gonna fall in it. Donald Trump was flirting with disaster. I said it many, many times. The Republican Party is bedfellows with Nazis, racists, and you name it, all the uglies. Okay? And you wonder, after stirring up all of this sentiment, that shooting of Donald Trump is no different than they wanted to hang Nancy Pelosi and Mike Pence. This man stirs up the uglies. And like Malcolm X says, the chicken has come home to roost. All of the gun violence. Look at what the Supreme Court did. They just rescinded a decision about banning bump stocks. Imagine Ketanji Brown was having a hard time, deciphering the law and the mechanics and all that BS about bump stocks. And somebody just explained to her, bump stocks uses the expended energy, the kinetic energy of the bullet, to make the mechanism fire faster, turning that semi-automatic weapon into basically an automatic weapon. The rate of fire goes up because one cannot pull the damn trigger that fast, posing more dangers to society. Why not make fully automatic weapons legal if bump stocks are legal? But this is the type of nonsense we have going on. Why is it that Democrats always have to be the adults in the room? Tell me why. Why can't we be stupid like the MAGA people? Why can't we call this a false flag? Why can't we say Donald Trump had ketchup in his freaking pockets? Why cannot we say that? Why we always have to be the sane ones in the group? Do you see all the trouble Alex Jones is in? Selling this smut, children losing their lives in Connecticut, and he turned that into a false flag incident and a money making. This is the type of nonsense that exists on the Republican side. His ass is bankrupt now. Good. Look at Fox News. Look what they did. More lawsuits to come. It's always the same bullshit. Assassinations is nothing new in this country. I think either 4 or 5 presidents was killed by an assassin in this country. It's nothing new. You guys are running around and pretend that this nation is not a violent nation. Well, the foundation is violent. What makes the roof non-violent? You guys not learning. You're all smoke and mirrors. Look at the Pope. Pope got shot. They walk around with a Pope mobile. You guys, in pretense that you want to be close to this violent society that we have grown, the proliferation of weapons everywhere, and you're going to go out on a soapbox, making the freaking Secret Service job so freaking hard, when all you have to do is put up bulletproof glass or something around the individual. Why does the Secret Service have bulletproof cars? You guys are stupid, man. We live in a violent society because the foundation was violent. You got white supremacists bombing a church and killing little girls. I think in the United States, they dropped 2 bombs on black communities. Oklahoma, and I think they did it in Philadelphia. You drop bombs on civilians, killing civilians, man. Causing black fires that burn children to death. You gave syphilis to black men and watch them, inject them with freaking water and watch them waste away. You gave smallpox to the Native Americans because you wanted their land. And you want to pretend that this is a non-violent society. You guys are fools, man. You guys are fools. Policemen killing innocent people and get away with it. The Secret Service has a really, really tough job. It's amazing nobody else or no other political leader gets assassinated in this country. These are the same people who make fun of Nancy Pelosi's husband almost getting beaten to death, man. Imagine that. These same Republicans made fun of Nancy Pelosi's husband. Somebody almost beat him to death with a hammer because of this damn sentiment that is cooked up with like people like Donald Trump and the rest of them. Somebody trying to kill Donald Trump is surprising to me? No! How could you make fun of Nancy Pelosi husband almost getting beaten to death? What kind of society we are in, man? I don't vote for Donald Trump. Voting for Donald Trump is like inviting the KKK into your house to be lynched. But is Donald Trump my enemy? No. No. Trump is a master manipulator. And sometimes your manipulation goes too far, and the manipulator himself will end up paying a price. This is not a nonviolent society, folks. This is not a nonviolent society. This nation was formed on violence. Why is it Trump not riding around with a freaking in a Yugo? You know? Why is the president riding around in the Beast? The Beast is bulletproof. Why? Because you cannot control all the situations that you may encounter with the crazies out there. So therefore, when prominent figures go up on stage, encase them with a bulletproof enclosure, making it even harder for an attempt on this person's life. So somebody snuck through the net, which always happens, and almost caused carnage. You know what the problem is? It's the innocent person who died. An innocent man died. All because we want to pretend that we don't live in a violent nation. You should take a page out of the Batty Gang. They enclose the Pope in public in a Pope-mobile. It's simple. Put up a podium surrounded by bulletproof glass. My God, it takes like 5 minutes to erect this. It's a deterrent. Well, maybe not. The way it goes, maybe rocket launchers may be deemed constitutional by these mullahs who sit on the Supreme Court. So, but there'd be no safe place to go.